And oftentimes you have a candidate, I think of Lynn Swann. Everybody kept saying, why isn't Lynn Swann in the Hall of Fame? He keeps going to the finalist list. He was 14 years a nominee, 14 years a finalist. And eventually it happened. Now, Lynn Swann, who thought, nobody could have possibly waited longer than me, because he really didn't look. The year he was elected, he stood at the podium and was telling everybody, how difficult it is to go long. I went 14 years after I retired. And I waited 14 years, this is a great honor, and so on. To which Ron Yeri, who was elected the same year, got up right after him and said, Lynn, I'm an offensive lineman. We don't usually live 14 years after we retire. He says, trust me, it's no big deal. But to a man, if you ask our Hall of Famers now, when did they get elected, what year of eligibility? Once they're elected, they don't remember, and frankly, the rest of them don't care. Once you're in the Hall of Fame, you're in the Hall of Fame for life. It's a very, very exclusive fraternity. And how exclusive is it? More than 20,000 men have played the game. We have 247 enshrinees. Not all of them are players. If you subtract coaches and contributors, you're down to, I think it's 230, 231 were players out of 20,000. So that's very, very exclusive. We had this past spring, Commissioner Roger Goodell, decided to make it a requirement that all NFL rookies would visit the Hall of Fame as a part of their rookie orientation. And one of the things that we drilled home with them, many different messages, most of which dealt with the history of the league and how they're standing on the shoulders of the guys that came before them. But we also wanted to point out, because a lot of them were free agents and low-round draft picks, we pointed this fact out, that in the Hall of Fame itself, there are 13, now this is only since 1936 when the draft started, there are 13 Hall of Famers who were free agents who are in the Hall of Fame. There are 13 who were drafted in the 20th round or later. Now, there isn't even 20 rounds in the draft anymore. So we were trying to make the point to these rookies, particularly the free agents and late-round draft picks, that, hey, you've got the first step handled. The rest is up to you. You can eventually make a team, make a Pro Bowl, make an All-Pro team, and hopefully eventually make the Hall of Fame. That has to be your goal. That's where you set your standards.